Our team coverage continues with hundreds of people gathering to remember a fallen deputy. Richmond County Investigator Cecil Ridley was laid to rest today. The 51-year-old shot and killed in the line of duty 1 week ago. News Channel 6's Renetta Dubose covered the service for us. She's live in the studio.
Brad, a huge outpouring of support from the community as family, friends, and law enforcement surrounded Warren Baptist Church and packed inside to pay respects. It was not hard to see that Investigator Ridley touched a lot of lives between his military work, sheriff's office time, as well as leaving footprints on the hearts of so many others. Row-by-row deputies and officers joined Sheriff Richard Roundtree outside that church. They all walked in one by one for an hour-long service, and community supporters stood alongside too.
It really means a lot. It's a lot of personal satisfaction to be able to participate and do this.
At church, we were taught when one hurt, we all hurt. So I'm here just to support the community.
The Richmond County Sheriff's Office Honor Guard served as pallbearers, and members of the Narcotics Division and Marshal's Office were there as honorary pallbearers. The moment was a somber reminder of how we take for granted our safety of those who look out for us.
All right, Renata, thanks a lot. The route from Warren Baptist to Bellevue Cemetery in Grovetown is about 8.5 miles long. And the line of support for Investigator Ridley ran that entire length of the way. News Channel 6's Ashley Flood joins us live from outside the gates of Bellevue Cemetery. Ashley.
Dee, it was truly a sight to see moments before the procession arrived. Both sides of the streets were filled with people who wanted to pay their respects to Officer Ridley. Even people who did not know Investigator Ridley, they say this hits close to home. I spoke to one woman who says she came in support of Officer Ridley's family, who is now left to experience life without him.
He served his country just like military does, and I'm a retired veteran, and I just felt like I should come out here. This happened for my dad, who wasn't a veteran or a police officer, but it meant so much to our family to have people hold their hearts or salute.
Officer Ridley was given a 21-gun salute during his burial, and as well as a end of watch symbol that you'll hear later today on WJBF News Channel 6. For now, I'm live in Grovetown. Ashley Flood, WJBF News Channel 6.
It really was special to see this afternoon, all those brothers and sisters in blue going from the church to the cemetery. News Channel 6's senior reporter George Ascala was there as well, roadside, with everybody honoring the fallen deputy. And George, it was tough not to just be awestruck by this display of full law enforcement honors.
Brad, that is true, and as this law enforcement motorcade stretched for miles here, hundreds lined the route in quiet and solemn reflection. Christina Felst held a large flag symbolizing support for law enforcement as the motorcade honoring Investigator Ridley flashed past.
My fiance is a law enforcement officer, and he's in Harlem. He used to work in Richmond County in narcotics with Cecil, so so it means a lot.
Todd Wilson of Augusta brought his son Jackson to witness the honors for the fallen deputy.
It's the least we can do. I mean, we know a lot of the deputies from our local, or from the neighborhood, and it's just our way of saying thanks for everything they do.
As the procession made its way, onlookers watched solemnly, some holding a hand over their heart, many using their phones to capture the powerful scene, like Sharon Murray, who has 2 relatives in law enforcement.
Well, my sister's a deputy sheriff for Palm Beach County, and I also have a daughter that is a correctional officer in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's just a sad day for me even to just think of that family, and it could have been my family.
The work of officers like Ridley was the big reason the public took the time to stand along the route to pay their respects.
Just to honor him, because we could see what he's against and what he's fighting against.
Faust watched the entire procession miles long and not once putting down her flag.
I like to see how they all care about each other, and, you know, they have to watch after each other, take care of each other.
Sheriff Richard Roundtree, of course, taking part in this procession, and there was a huge thumbs up from his vehicle as he passed Christina and her flag. Reporting live in Columbia County, George Escala, back to you.
All right, George, a number of businesses that lined the funeral procession route showed their support today as well. News Channel 6's Ashley Osborne talked with some of the business managers today, and she's now live on Washington Road. Ashley.
Hey Dee, we're in that area of Washington Road where there's a stretch of car dealerships, and you can see the flags right beside me that line Washington Road. They're on the other side of the street as well. We were here as the men and women of Milton Rubin put these flags out. One man told me today was hard for him because he knew Investigator Ridley. Jim Hudson Lexus has flags of their own. Miracle Nissan does as well. So does Corbin Jones State Farm. They've also got a wreath filled with blue ribbons out front. We talked to the general manager at Master Buick GMC about why they lowered their large flag to half staff. We saw your flag at half mast. I'm just curious why y'all chose to do that.
We just chose to do it out of respect for the slain officer.
When people drive by and they see that flag at half mast, what do you hope they feel, think?
I hope they feel sympathy for the officer's family that was slain.
We talked to all the businesses I just mentioned. They all gave very similar answers to Mr. Ward there about why they wanted to pay tribute in this way. Reporting live from Augusta, Ashley Osborne, WJBF News Channel 6.
Well, you saw the local turnout. A large law enforcement presence from all over the country came to Augusta to honor Investigator Ridley this morning. News Channel 6's Jenna Kelly has that.
You can see the motorcade behind me. There's agencies from Texas all the way to New York that came here to pay their respects to Investigator Cecil Ridley. They call themselves the Brotherhood of the Fallen. Those from the Brotherhood present at the funeral were agencies from Dallas, Fort Worth, Chicago, Suffolk County, New York, and NYPD. Other agencies included South Carolina, as well as surrounding counties in greater reach, like DeKalb County.
We're all family. We may wear a different uniform, but in the end, we're all still family. We all still support each other in good times and bad, and especially in the worst of times.
There's 4 of us, 2 from the ceremony unit and 2 from the department itself. Me and my partner, we actually helped run the funeral, and the other 2 officers are from the Brotherhood.
NYPD ceremonial unit tells me that JetBlue fully funds their trips in times of need. They say that after this ceremony, they'll be going home to their own families. In Augusta, Jenna Kelly, WJBF News Channel 6.
Next year, Investigator Ridley will be honored and recognized in the nation's capital during National Police Week. His name will be etched in the memorial wall in Washington, D.C. in May. The idea for the wall was started by former U.S. President John F. Kennedy. Already 110 officers have died on the job this year.